So that time of year has come and gone, and I had a few thoughts about tax season. And 3/4 of you will receive a refund this year, and that is about the same as last year. But the amount of those refunds have surged over the past decade. Last year's average refund reached a new high of $3,000. That is almost twice the amount of the 1,700 average of 1999. And this growth far outstrips inflation. But this is the thing. To most people, a $3,000 check feels very different from $3,000 dribbled out in the paychecks over a year. So I just want to spread some ideas of how not to spend your tax refund. So how not to spend your tax refund. And I've been guilty of a couple of these things. Gambling. I'm sure this goes without saying, but when you get that refund check in hand, don't rush out to the casino with dreams of doubling your money. We all know that gambling is a losing game, but when you get what feels like free money, it's easy to have less emotional attachment to it, and you may be more apt to blow it on a amount of fun. Then there's electronics. As much as you want one, don't go out and buy an iPad or HD TV, because if you couldn't afford one of these, items before the tax refund, you can't afford one now. So just because the money isn't available, it doesn't make it a green light to go and spend it. Another thing is vacations. Again, if you can afford a vacation without the refund, you're really not in a financial position to be taking that kind of vacation to begin with. But hey, if you want to go on a vacation, by all means do so. Just don't think of the tax refund as a means to do so. Also, then there's the new car. If you absolutely need a new vehicle because yours is broken down and you have to rely on others to get around, maybe you should spring for some new wheels, but don't use your tax refund as an incentive to go buy a new car. And another thing that gets most people more often is on nothing in particular. The money may sit idle and slowly get sucked out of your account without even realizing it. If you don't do anything in particular with it, the money, it would just get whittled away, and before you know it, you spent a few $1,000s and you don't even know where it went when you could have actually invested in the money. So, there's a wrong way of thinking. Remember, this isn't a bonus. This is simply Uncle Sam giving you your own money back to you that you work for. So, some smart ways to spend your tax refund, I believe, are paying down high interest debt. And above all else, if you're carrying any sort of balance on a credit card, you should try to tackle it with a tax refund money. Also, pad emergency savings. This is not a sexy way to spend your tax refund, but it's also important to have an emergency fund. And then there's retirement savings. Almost everyone needs to save more for retirement, and you should really divert some money towards the future. And then finally, invest in yourself. Investing in a little in yourself can provide the greatest return of all. If you feel you've been stuck in a rut, career's going nowhere, you can always invest in your career. There's further your education, go back to school, things like that. So just some thoughts on your tax refund. Anyway, this is Ryan Perusi with the Real Estate Faction. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and all the fun stuff. So take care. Bye bye.